Ladies and gentlefish, here we are for episode 100. Look, I'm just as disappointed as you are that there's no kind of spectacular attached to it. Look, there's just a lot of stuff going on, moving really soon. So once I get moved and get all set up, I can guarantee you that we will have the episode that is more deserving of the 100th episode, because this really is sorry, you just heard that. This is like a pretty big deal. You know what I'm saying? But just say what's been up. Like I said, it's been a little bit as well. So a lot of stuff's been going on. So last time I talked to you, I told you that had some new siblings pretty much. So since then, they are no longer with us. They are back with another member of their family. Hopefully they're doing well. But other than that, man, just getting ready for other stuff, working and normal life shit, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff going on. This isn't going to be a crazy episode either. I just feel bad for leaving you guys out to drive for this long. And it's only right that I give you guys something, right? But, no, other than the girls being gone, I had a job interview yesterday. Yeah, I had one yesterday. It was for the sales position, right? So I was kind of excited. Sales has always been something that I've been kind of interested in. Also, before I get into story time, I am a little sick. I'm coming off of like some kind of cold infection, something or other. Trying to be as quiet as possible with my sniffles or coughs or whatever it is. I'm coming off of it. I'm certainly getting better, but I'm not back to 100 quite yet. But no, I had this job interview yesterday, a sales position, and I've been looking for a new job, something to kind of broaden my horizons, something to really just branch out, get my foot in other doors, experience in other avenues, I think is the right word. Excuse me. So just have more experience in different things is really what I'm looking for. And this sales position, like I said, sales was always something that I thought was kind of cool. Like, okay, if you can sell some stuff and you can make commission off of it. So it wasn't sales in the sense of like a car salesman or something like that. Instead, it was insurance. So, like, they sell insurance, but there's no base pay or anything. It's a strictly commission-based place, which if you are a tried and true great salesman, like, oh, dude, you can make it, because apparently there's no caps to how much money you can make. Just everything. Like, you can make a lot of money. Apparently there's no limit to how much money you can make. There's plenty of bonuses with this company as well. So if that was something that you were good at, if that was something I was good at, and you are confident enough in your ability to sell things, as well as your ability to get insurance, and other benefits like that. Like, I don't know what do you get paid time off? There was a lot of stuff that was not mentioned. Also, one thing that was kind of so for one, full commission salary it has its, because it's kind of like a feast or famine kind of thing. So it's like I could sell 500 old people on retirement or insurance and make a killing, or I could never sell anything to anyone and I could be broke and still have a job. Like, what the fuck kind of like, yeah, I got a job. I don't make any money, but I have a job. Yeah. Like, no, you don't. You just spend your time doing stupid shit. Like going to old people's houses and convincing them that they need something that they probably don't. But that's just the way that life goes, apparently. But there was a lot of like unknowns with the place too. Like the place itself looked kind of sketchy. Like it looked like, honestly, like not a bad environment to work in. Like as far as like the employees and stuff like that, it didn't seem like a bad place in that sense. But there was, like I said, still a lot of unknowns, like some stuff that was never even covered, like stuff that like you would think if you went to an interview, they'd be like, here's this, like, let me tell you about that, like without me having to bring it up. Like, I understand if you're going in for an interview, it's nice that you have questions, but at the same time, like, I shouldn't have to ask a question about like normal basic shit. But those were things, there were certain things that I didn't even think to ask until after I had left. So no commission, or all commission. It was apparently, it was just weird. If you were going to get into sales, I've seen some people like, oh, if you want to get in sales, this is a good sales place to start. And I mean, I don't know the business of sales. Like, I would just assume that if I was trying to sell something, I would want to know that I can make commission off stuff, but at the same time, I don't have to make commission off stuff just to get a paycheck. Like a sale should just be like a little bonus. Like, here's a cut of the sale, along with your dedicated salary or hourly wage. But that's here nor there. Also, the first interview was a phone interview, so it got set up, and after work one day, actually it was supposed to be at 2:30. This phone interview was. So I get off work, and I'm waiting at the gym. I usually like to start working out at like quarter after 2, 2:20, 2:15, 2:20, something like that. But this phone interview was set for 2:30, so I was like, okay, I'll just wait till 2:30, get this phone call over with, and then after the phone call. So 2:30 comes and passes. And I'm like, are these people really going to just fucking forget about me? And then I go and I look at the email, and it's like, a representative will be with you within 30 minutes of your set time. So I'm like, they're really about to take this to the limit. And sure enough, they did. I sat and I waited to go work out until I got this phone call. It was 2:56, I think, when I finally got that phone call. And I'm like, seriously? And then it ended up being like a 15, 20-minute conversation. And then they're like, okay, we'd like for you to come in at 2:30 on Tuesday. So I'm like, okay, I guess we can do that. So I come in on Tuesday. But mind you, I told the guy on the phone too, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make it at 2:30. I get off at 2 o'clock. I'm going to have to get changed out of my work clothes into like impressionable clothes, right? To get there, and 30 minutes is not enough. And the guy's like, okay, well, we'll just, if you're late, that's fine. We'll understand. I'm like, okay. So at that, I'm like, okay, that's pretty lenient. Okay. And the guy's voice, the dude had a voice of like, he kind of sounded like Bob off Bob's Burgers mixed with like a radio DJ. Weird. His name was Brad too. Of course his name was Brad. Like, there's not another name that could go with his voice but Brad. Maybe like Chad or Brad. That was it. That was the only two names that guy could have had. Bars. But yeah, I'm sitting there and I get there and I'm waiting. It was at 2:30. I didn't end up showing up there till probably about 2:40, 2:45. And then I waited until like 3 before anybody seen me. I mean, it's not like they were having like an influx of interviews or anything. It was just they were doing their normal work. Like, the people that was working was doing their normal work. The people that were in charge of giving interviews were just also doing their regular work. And then finally some lady was like, oh, you ready? Come on back with me. So I go back with her. And it wasn't an interview. It was literally just a rundown on the company and how their stuff works, which was implying to me at the time that, like, you're set up to work. All you have to do is, complete these, prerequisites that we're going to give you or whatever the case might be. So I was thinking in the moment while she's giving me this rundown that, like, okay, I probably have the job. So sure enough, at the end of the quote unquote, I'm trying not to show my hand because in the last episode, I kept using my hands to talk and the focus kept getting fucked up. So I'm trying not to use my hands very much, but quote unquote, air quotes, I'm using under the desk. I don't even remember where I was going with that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But long story short, after the interview, they're giving me this stuff, like, okay, so you have to fill this out and you have to get a background check and you have to complete this exam and then you can start working. So I was like, okay. And also, I feel like it's never a great sign that if you go in for an interview, like I said, again, a quote unquote interview, because like it wasn't much of an interview. It was pretty much just a description of how their company runs. And at the end, I wasn't asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or what can you bring to our company? What's a strength? What's a weakness of yours? Nothing, none of that. None of that. So in my opinion, it's a red flag when you get done with a, again, quote unquote interview and they never once ask you, anything like that. So you're just going to take full on, full steam ahead that I'm a trustworthy person to sell things for you and your company that apparently is somewhat successful. Just because I came in here, like that was weird to me. And it's always a red flag for me too. Like I've had other places where, you get the phone call and they're like, "Yep, pretty much you got the job." And I don't have like a, if you look at my resume, it's not like you're blown away by it. Like it's an auto-generated Indeed resume, which also I know that is something that I need to beef up in order to get a nicer job. But it's not like I had some kind of resume that I could put forth that people are like, okay, yeah, like this guy definitely knows about whatever this company that we're hiring is. Excuse me. So I got out of there and I was just like, and the people were super nice. I don't have anything bad to say about the people or even the company. I don't even really know to the extent what all they do. One thing that always scares me about that kind of sales stuff, though, is like you're just kind of fucking people. You're like swindling people out of their retirement money, their 401k, stuff like that. That always scares me. I don't think that is what it is, but at the same time, I have no way of knowing. So, still on the hunt for that, for a new job. But other than that, this past weekend I had a family reunion. So family reunions, in my personal opinion, are they're one of the two. They're either a complete waste of time or they're a great time. And I usually have like 2 a year. None on my dad's side of the family. My dad's side of the family is like, we're not doing it. You'll see us whenever we ask you to come see us. And I love my dad's side of the family too. I mean, they're great people for the most part. I mean, as far as I know, I like them. They like me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there'll be get-togethers every once in a while with my dad's side of the family, and it'll be like, we should do a family reunion. And everyone's like, that's a great idea. And then months and years go by, or usually it's months before you see that same group of people again. Maybe even a year goes by before you see those people again, and then they've completely forgot about the entire idea that they once had about having a family reunion. So usually there's 2 a year. There's one for like they're both on my mom's side of the family, but one is like my mom's grandma's side, and one is my mom's grandpa's side, maybe? Yeah, I think that's how it is. So the one on my so it'd be my great-grandma's side. That one's always kind of meh. Because there's never anybody that you're like real close with. It's usually just like older people. And and also like there's never good food. Like that's one thing about family reunions that I have always, gravitated to, given my size and stature, is family reunions, depending on what time of year they are. Well, they're either early or a late Thanksgiving. If you have a family reunion anytime after the first of the year, I would say, or maybe like after like March. If you have it anytime after March, it's like an early Thanksgiving. If you have it anytime after Thanksgiving to March, it's a late Thanksgiving. It's a time for people to get all their best food together, and they push it out. Well, this one that we had this weekend, it's in Canton. They hold it in Canton every year. I think it's the first weekend of August, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the first weekend of August every year, they hold it in Canton, where they do the National Football Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame. because there's also family that goes to that one that's not from even Ohio. Like a lot of that family lives in Canton, but some of them are just, there's one group of them that live in Colorado, and they'll usually go to the Hall of Fame game. They'll do the Hall of Fame stuff every year, and then they'll finish their trip to Ohio with with family reunion, and then they'll go back home. So that's usually how it goes. This year it was kind of a down year for it. Usually, I mean, that thing is bumping. There's a cornhole tournament. There's music going. It's just a good time all around. There's every bit of 50 to 60 people there. Just, I mean, like I said, it's just a popping event. This year it was different, and I'm not really sure why. I feel like there's probably more people there like in 2020 than there was this year, but just not as big. No cornhole tournament, nothing like that. It also got rained out a little early, so it usually can last until like 6 or 7 at night. This year's got rained out at like 3, which I wasn't too upset about because my thing is I work on Mondays. They always hold it on a Sunday. So I work on Monday at 6 a.m. And me personally, I like being able to go home and kind of chill before I have to go to work. You know what I mean? When that happens, you don't get a lot of opportunity to do that. Especially like if it runs late, you don't have a lot of opportunity to do that. So I enjoy being able to get out of there early. And I have a lot of family that likes to talk. So you'll be saying your goodbyes, and 2 hours later, before you even got through half of the people you need to say goodbye to, you've been through 3 conversations. You're like, come on. Like, I got to get out of here. But I usually go with my mom and dad. If I drove by myself, there'd be no chance I stayed that long. In all honesty, if it was on me to go, I don't know that I would even show up. And that's just because it's like, I wouldn't want to stay very long. And that's like an hour drive. So why would I make an hour drive to only stay there for like an hour? You know what I mean? But we did go while we were up there. So like I said, we got rained out. I played some volleyball. They got like a sand volleyball court there at this park. They always hold it at the same park every year. And somebody's like, let's get some volleyball going. And I'm like, shit. This is the best shape I've been since they started holding these family reunions. So I felt like I kind of had something to prove. I'm like, look, this is a new Josh. This is, I got some newly found athleticism, if you will. So I was like, let's get in there. And honestly, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I impressed myself, in all honesty. I impressed myself. I was out there spiking balls. I was serving one time. And, I did the classic throw up and smack with the palm of your hand. And I watched that thing go right on the back of a kid's head. And it was hilarious. I felt bad. I didn't really feel that bad. It was funny. It was a volleyball. It wasn't a bowling ball. He was fine. But it was funny. It definitely was kind of funny. Even his parents were like, damn, son, you just got fucking nailed. And that's really what happened. It was a great time for me to really just go out there and show out how much more athletic I was since the last time. And I feel like volleyball is more of a test of athleticism than cornhole is. Like I said, almost every year there's a giant cornhole tournament with at least like 10 or 12 teams. So cornhole, unless you're practicing for cornhole and God gave you the gift of cornhole, you're not going to be able to really show out. God did not give me that gift. He did not give me the gift of cornhole. He gave me a cornhole, but not the gift of it. So I went out there and I tore up. But as I'm coming back, I'm thinking like, as I'm coming home, just the dynamic of family reunions is so strange. Because like, at least for some, like I feel like every family has like a cornerstone member of the family that kind of like makes the family go round. And I don't know if you've ever been to a family reunion after said cornerstone family member has passed. Excuse me. It's weird. You're like, so what do we do now? And the quote unquote cornerstone of this family reunion. I wouldn't say he was the cornerstone of the family, but at least the family reunion. He passed away 2 years ago, I think. So last year's was kind of like bittersweet. It was kind of like be nice if he was here, But this year it was like, he's not going to be there. What's the point of us go? I think that's why it wasn't as big of a turnout. But if you've ever been to something like that, whether it's a family reunion or just a family tradition, for that matter, after that person that was kind of the backbone of said tradition is not there anymore, you're just like, huh. Or maybe not even the backbone, but just somebody that everyone always looked forward to seeing. And, they're not there anymore. And you're like, whoa, what are we supposed to do now? It just makes it weird. Just makes it really weird. And it was. I mean, there's still a lot of family that you like to see, but it's just like, where's this person at? You can definitely feel their absence. But after the family reunion, after I pondered family reunions for a while, we went to so in Canton they have a Duluth trading store. So I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have seen the commercials. You might not remember if you've seen the commercials, but they're like it's mainly like a underwear company. They sell like all clothes, but I think they're mostly known for their underwear. And this store has been in Canton for years now, and you always see it when you're getting onto the interstate. Like when you're leaving Canton, you see it off to the side of the interstate. So before we left, we're like, what, we should go check out this place. So we go and check it out just to see. And it's a super cool store. The atmosphere of it and the, ambiance, if you will, of the store is sick. It's awesome. They got like old cars in there, and the clothes fit the, it's not like you're walking into a Rue 21 with Cracker Barrel clothes in there or something like that, or vice versa. It's like you're walking into like a rustic, blue collar store, and that's what the clothes also kind of represent, or at least put you in mind of that, right? But what they're most known for, at least in my opinion, at least the main thing I know them for, is their underwear. They'd always have commercials about their underwear and how like a fucking beaver couldn't bite through them or something like that. I don't believe that, but just so happened that this past weekend we went there, it was like National Underwear Day or Underwear Week or weekend or some shit like that. So they had all their underwear was on sale. And I mean, sale is wild. I mean, it was still like $18 for a single pair of underwear. But I was like, you know what? Regularly they're $25, so it is a deal. We're already here. I'll grab a pair. So I grabbed a pair, with not super high expectation. The feel of the underwear is certainly different than any other pair of underwear I've ever had. They're not like a cotton, like a Fruit of the Loom, but they're also not like a, like American Eagle. They're not like that. They're not like a compression short kind of underwear. They're like, they kind of put you in mind of like thermals, but not like the compression thermals. More like, I don't know if you've ever had those kind of, but like the white. I've only had them in white. I think they make them in other colors, but they're like, they kind of like it feels like there's holes all over them. Whatever. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But that's kind of what the underwear feel like, and they're called buck naked. Like it'll make you feel like you're buck naked. Pretty much like you're not wearing underwear. I don't think I would say that, but I would say that they are probably the nicest pair of underwear I've ever had in my life. After I wore them for a day, I was sad that I had to take them off, and I had to go back to my old underwear. And that's real. And I wish that this was a plug. This is not a plug. I really wish that it was. So nice underwear. So if anybody is up in Canton or just is feeling froggy on buying some new underwear, I recommend go buy yourself a pair of Duluth trading underwear. They are so nice. Extremely nice. Almost, one of the nicest pairs of underwear that money can buy, in my personal opinion. In my opinion, seems pretty valid if you ask me. What else? What else did I do this week? Or last week, I guess. Man, not a lot, honestly. I did see that I caught this video the other day on Twitter, or I don't remember where it could have been Twitter, could have been Instagram. But apparently some team of scientists somewhere have found the cure for cancer. I think it's specifically like 3 or 4 different kinds of cancer, but like the most prevalent forms of cancer, I believe. Like I think it's like breast cancer, prostate cancer, and one other kind of cancer. Maybe it was liver cancer or something like that. But they had found the cure for it. Like they had proven that it cures it, it kills cancer cells, and it it encourages like new healthy cells to grow from killing the cancer cells, right? So apparently it has taken them over 20 years to make it. So they've been working on this. I want to say it was like since 2000, maybe it was early 2000s. It's taken them almost 20 years or over 20 years to finally perfect this. And I'm like, oh my, I'm watching this video and I'm like, this is insane. Like this might be the biggest news story ever. And then it's like, the general public might see it in the next 20 years. Like, what? If you have this, why are you holding out 20 more years? If you have proven that that it works, what are you waiting on? Just roll it out. There's plenty of people that are suffering with bad stages of cancer that even if this would make their symptoms even worse, they would kill to get their hands on that. You know what I mean? But no, you gotta wait. It said it hopes to be in the public by at least in at least 20 years. So it could be 30, it could be 40, it could be 200. I don't know, at least 20. That's pretty vague. And it's a pretty long amount of time to be so vague with. At least 500 years. At least. Say at most 500 years. Throw me at most. But also in my degenerate scrolling the other day, I found I stumbled upon like some UK stuff, which I'm not a big UK guy. Like I don't really care for much things that come from the UK or anything like that. But I come across this thing that it's like a skit of some post office worker in the UK, and somebody's coming in, like I said, it's a skit. So somebody's coming in saying, "I'd like to pay for my TV license," and the post office worker's like, "You haven't been able to pay your TV license in a post office since 2006," or something like that. And then I'm like, a TV license? What the fuck? I'm thinking TV must mean like tractor variant or something like that. Like something about driving. I don't like license. I think of like a licensed practitioner or like a license, like a driver's license. So that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like tractors, trucks, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. It's an acronym. So I start doing some research. No. TV is the same thing as what we know as TV, except a TV license. So I think in the UK, they don't have stuff like Dish or DirecTV or anything like that. So instead, I think they just have a lot of public access stuff. Like I think the BBC and a couple other channels are just kind of public access. But they're not actually public access. In order for you to watch anything like that, you have to pay £160 per year. So I don't know what, let me see, pounds to dollars. What is the conversion rate? Okay. So if it was, I think it was actually 159. For some reason it was exactly 159 pound sterling is what they call it there. So $202. So $202 in the United States a year to watch TV. Now, in all honesty, kind of a steal, but that would be if you were paying $202 a year to get DirecTV or Dish or YouTube TV or something like that. But no. You can get YouTube TV in the UK. But the thing is what these TV licenses are is to watch live TV. So if you want to watch live TV, sorry, had to fix the camera. Anyway, so if you want to watch live TV at any, at all, you have to pay your £160, $200 per year to do such a thing. And like I said, if that was on a case of if you can watch DirecTV or something like that, this says you can't watch DirecTV, at least not the DirecTV that us in America know, right? So not the cable, the satellite dish outside your house, and from there you get all your channels and whatnot. There's none of that in the UK. So like I said, it's all public access stuff. So apparently if you want to watch live TV to any extent, you have to pay for a TV license. But there's also like another little catch to it. It's not just live TV. It's also the BBC in general. If you want to watch the BBC at all, whether it's the BBC live or whether it's BBC like old stuff, like whether something aired on BBC a while ago and then it's back, or like it's reruns or something, like nope, you gotta pay for it. So like they have a lot of, so right here I'm actually on the tvlicensing.co.uk website. So this says a TV license is your must-have pass to live TV. Here's all the great TV it covers you to watch. 400 plus TV channels. Enjoy all the free channels like BBC One, ITV2, and Sky News, including channels that are part of any packages you might pay for, like Sky or Virgin Media, including recording programs, and watching foreign channels. So it's not just for your TV either. It's also for your phone or your computer. Like if you want to watch TV to any extent, you have to do this. Now, apparently, there's also a lot of people that just don't. I did a little bit of research on it. There's people that just do not. They're like, I'm not paying for that. And apparently, like there's actual TV licensing officers that come to your house and it'll be like, hey, do you have a TV license? And they're like, no. Like, well, you're gonna go to jail. So apparently, if you're blind, you can pay for color TV for £80. So let me go back to, I lost it. Hold on, let me find this again. Because I want to know the actual conversion. So if you're blind in the United Kingdom and you wanted to watch TV, you would only have to pay $101. Now this is if you had normal human beings also coming to your house that also would want to watch TV with you. So this is just over $100 for color TV, right? Well, if you say didn't want to watch color TV and instead you said, you know what? It's only 2023. I could watch black and white TV. That's only $34 a year. Now, that's not the standard price for everyone. That's the standard price if you are blind or severely sight impaired. So do students get a discount? Okay, do students need a TV license? Yes, if you live in student halls, you'll need to be covered by a license to watch TV in your room. House or flat share with separate tenancy agreement, you'll need to be covered by your own license. Property with joint tenancy, you'll need one license to cover the whole place. Okay. So that wouldn't be bad if you had like 5 or 6 roommates and you were really but like I said, apparently people do not care. Like people are like, I'm not going to pay for this and you're not going to come in my house. Apparently, I don't know. But people just will not do it. Oh, here we go. This is good. If you are over 75 years old, you can apply for free TV. If you, as the license holder, are 75 years or older, and you or your partner living at the same address receive pension credit. So you have to, not only do you have to be 75, you also have to receive pension credit. I don't know what that is, and I don't care enough. Not eligible for free TV license? Renew or pay your TV license. Are currently paying for one? Please continue to make your payments. Which is so weird to me because it's like, but it's also weird because America's like truly one of the only like successful and also like kind of like standard and strict democracies. So like, and there's a lot of like rules and stuff. So you hear rules about like the UK, which at least me personally, I'm somebody that I look at the UK being like very similar to the United States. And then you see stuff like this where you're like, I have to pay $200 a year to watch TV, and if I don't, you're gonna take me to jail. Like what? Like it sounds so insane in my personal opinion. So yeah, apparently you can go on the website and like declare your name and your stuff and be like, nope, I don't use any of this. So there's a lot of stuff. So if you use any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 or 25 different things to watch, you have to pay for it. Now apparently Netflix is like a it's like a loophole. Like if you just pay for Netflix, you're good because Netflix doesn't live stream anything. But what happens if Netflix started live streaming? I'm pretty sure they have live streamed before. So here, this is more, so licensing and, what is this? Licensing and just in general. So if you're old, you can get pension credit and you can get it for free. If you live in a care home or sheltered accommodation, you may be able to pay a discounted fee of $7.50. So $7.50, that's probably like what, $10? Yeah, $9.50. So if you're blind, you can pay. Isn't that some shit? You can be homeless and only pay $7.50, but if you're blind, you still have to pay half price. That's fucked up. I'd rather be homeless than blind. But if you only watch on a black and white TV, the license costs $53. So if you only watch on a black and white TV or you don't have a house, you get a better deal than a person that actually can't watch TV. They have to listen to TV. And what the fuck is going over in the UK? Are y'all selling black and white TVs? Is that a thing? UK black and white TV. Do y'all be selling these? No, I don't want the license. I just want to see if y'all are selling these. So in 2018, it says black and white televisions haven't gone the way. So they haven't left. But can you buy them? That's all. Like, can you go to the store and be like, yeah, you can get our black and white model, or you can get our color model. Dover Street Market, Fenwick, Fortnum and Mason. These don't look like department stores. Maybe I shouldn't look at department stores. Like, do they got Walmart over there? The Walmart equivalent. Asda. Okay, let's look this up. Asda. What's going on over at Asda? Y'all be... What does that say? Sure, give me all your fucking... So what is going on? What is George? I don't know what George means. It just it says Asda groceries, George, Asda rewards, Discover Summer, money. What is George? I gotta know. Oh, it's a different store. Okay, so George is like their clothing. Okay, that's lame. Groceries. What's good living? What does good living mean? Delivery slots, click and collect, online doctor. Okay, looks like they got a lot of stuff like all packed into one. Like, where do you buy TVs in the UK? Do they have Best Buys over there? You know, what do they get? Where do you buy TVs? Okay, Argos, apparently. Apparently you buy it at Argos. Okay, can you guys quit with all the fucking cookies? No, I don't want any of your cookies, dude. Whatever. Just get out of my face. Okay, let's see. Resolution. 4K Ultra. okay, so they have it all the way up to 8K. Smart TV, voice control platform. Like, let me just look. Can I look up black and white? Can I go to this store and buy a black and white TV? That's what I want to know. I just want to know, do they currently, like, actively sell them? Or is it something that's like, oh, yeah, I've had this black and white TV for a long time. I think that is probably what it is. I mean, this seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, I keep forgetting what the, transfer thing is. But I mean, it's actually a pretty good deal for a LG 43-inch smart full HD HDR TV. If you lived in the UK, you'd only pay $253 American for it. But if you want to watch anything on it, you better be ready to pull another 200 out. So what's a good price here? 100 to 150 pounds. 24 inch, 24 inch, 24, 24, 24, 43 right here, our lowest price ever. That is pretty low price. If I'm being complete, this is a 50. This is a 50-inch Boys 50-inch Fire Smart 4K Ultra HD HDR LED TV. 109 pounds, which translates to $138. Bro, get me on Best Buy's website. Is that where we get off on being able to sell stuff for more? Because you can buy a TV, you don't even have to pay to fucking watch it. That's fair. That is fair. I'll give you that. TV by size. I want to see 50-inch TVs. And I want to see the cheapest one you got here. Sort. Price. Low to high. Nope. UK's got us beat. The UK's cheapest one, it's $138. United States, at least at Best Buy's cheapest, is $216. And that's with an open box, but that's a Vizio. So I assume Vizio is like kind of their like phony brand. Or I assume that sorry, this is a Bush brand. That's what brand this is. Bush. I assume Bush is probably their phony brand. If I had to guess. I don't know that. But look, you can get a Bush 24-inch for cheaper than you can get a Bush 50-inch. You're an idiot if you're buying 24-inch. Maybe Walmart, because I know Walmart, they got like some, they got some phony shit there. Let's see, departments, work, electronics. Dude, why are you guys doing all this? TVs by size. I want to see 50-inch televisions. 50-inch TVs. What's the cheapest one we got here? Walmart. Price. We'll go up to 200, up to $220. Let's see, they got 218, 208. Mind you, they have a lot to make up. This is $140. Oh, now you guys are doing this. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing all this? 50-inch Hisense. I know Hisense is like a lower brand. So let's fit Hisense talking on. Nope. Cheapest one. $250. That's for Hisense. I thought, what about TCLs? I think TCLs also. 238. 238 is the cheapest one? Alright, so that's the price that you pay. If you pay an extra $200 a year to watch TV, you get to buy TVs cheaper. I guess that makes sense. That does make sense. Sorry, I went on an hour-long rant about TV licensing in the United Kingdom. But that'll be episode 100, guys. I hope that it's been somewhat entertaining, and I hope that if you felt that way, you would be so inclined to share. Maybe drop a tweet about it. Maybe drop a post about it on something. Give me a shout out. Do something like that. I would appreciate that a lot. Obviously, you don't have to. But no, this has been fun. I love talking to you guys. Like I said, when I don't know if it'll be 101, 2, 3, 4, 5 soon. I'd say within the next 10 episodes, be ready to have a much nicer episode with a guest, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun, I promise. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great week. Peace out, and I love you.